Hello guys, welcome to Banter Blitz. You can notice almost immediately that the setting is different, so the background has changed. That's because I finally moved into my new place, my new apartment in Cologne already. So for a couple of months, I think the background will be like this. Well, you can share your thoughts on it. I mean, if it is disgusting or something that you can tolerate. Well, there are still a lot of things I have to do at my new apartment in the sense of renovation and so forth. So takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and so on. So sorry for that. I hope that from a technical point of view, everything's gonna be fine tonight or today, depending on from where you are watching this. So let's try that. I mean, the first test broadcast from Cologne, so to say. Just as usual, let me know in chat if everything is more or less fine. And let me just go and see what we have in the sense of challenges. I've noticed that there are some. Okay, so Olaf is here, says okay. Andrey Ostrovskiy is here, hello, as well. So let's have a look. Challenges. We have not so many, I guess, and just as usual, I'm going to search for someone I've never ever played before. So not even a single game. So let's have a look. Looks like almost everyone is someone who played against me before. So I will take the one with only one game. Okay. So Atlanta Gambit, accept the challenge. Here we go. So the question from Atlanta Gambit at the same time. So are you in the cup? No, I'm not. I was so busy at work that I didn't even know that. Well, it was planned actually. So I'm not playing the cup, unfortunately. All right, so we have Evans Gambit. Let me remember. What is the way to actually play it safe? All right. There are different ways to respond, of course. I think d6 is a possibility here, but I don't remember anything about this line, because usually, well, at least recently, I play some sort of b5. Maybe here b5. I don't remember. Let's try b5 here. Can we play something like this? Yeah, I think it's a valid option, more or less. Okay, so the memory is gradually coming back. I've seen this before, for sure. So the idea is if bishop takes on b5 and I take on d4, not with the pawn, but with the knight, with a tempo, basically. So, and then after knight e4, e4, queen d4, well, white probably has a slight edge, but it's far from the spirit of the gambit. So it's kind of the way to play it safe, because you don't enter these crazy lines when white sacrifices 2, maybe 3 pawns for initiative, for some development, and so, oh, this way, I didn't expect that 100%. So I expected knight takes d4, but simply going back with the bishop, it shouldn't be good idea, because now I can take on f3 easily with check. Then I'll just put my queen on f6, I guess, just to protect f7, e5, and g7, everything that's that could be attacked potentially. All right, queen back to d3, probably with the idea of queen d5 attacking my bishop and my rook simultaneously. So I have to be careful here. So what can be played here? Let's say knight e7 looks nice, just a development and covering d5 square at the same time. Looks just okay. Let's castle. And this way. Yeah, probably I should have played something like bishop b6 one move ago. But I can play it right now. Also pretty solid, I guess. And now just bishop b7, completing the development, basically. So f takes c5, queen e5, looks nice. And if f5... well, first of all, I'm much better developed. Second of all, I have extra material. And we can easily start something active in the center, I believe. So maybe even d5 right now, e d5, rook to d8, then taking on d5. Yeah, this looks nice. E takes d5. And what I wanted to do was just this, rook to d8. Attacking d5. I don't see how white is... So it was not a sacrifice of the pawn. It was just an exchange, in fact. Okay, maybe I should have played rook after d8. It could have been a bit more accurate, I guess. Yeah, now we have some problems. Some slight problems, I would say. So let's just go rook e8. Now knight d5 is again a threat. To prevent that, white will probably just take on e7, which is also not so good for white, to be honest. It shouldn't be, at least. No, this way. I guess taking on e7 and then knight d2 deserved serious attention. So what to do now? Just knight takes d5. Knight goes to e4, maybe potentially risky for black. But I don't see anything decisive there, so let's just take that pawn. So again, extra material, right? Well, all the pieces are kind of active, so looks okay for now. Want to play some like knight e3 next move, maybe knight f4. Knight takes c3 is also interesting tactics. If queen takes, then we take on e4. Literally any jump with the knight is very, very dangerous for white now. And the first rank is also quite vulnerable. As you can see, there are many pieces. Knight e4, bishop c4, all my potential targets, so to say. And what's important in my rook on d8 is protected twice, and not only with the rook from e8, but also with the queen from h4, right? So if rook d1 happens or something like that, I can still jump with the knight somewhere to e3, let's say. Yeah, looks good for now. So about the Banter Blitz Cup, I'm not in the cup. And yeah, it's a bit frustrating that I didn't even know that this event was planned, really. Knight to e3 looks just sufficient, right? If knight goes to f6, I just take back. Queen takes b7, I take on c4, I think. Extra minor piece winning position. And at the moment, I'm just attacking the bishop, the rook, and the knight on e4. Just too much for white to survive it, I guess. Should be just lost, actually. If I'm not blundering something terrible. Bishop f7, okay, king f7, so what? As for this move, I'm just taking back, and now I'm taking the bishop. Not the rook with the extra exchange, but the bishop with the extra minor piece, because it is more than just an exchange. Very simple logic behind it. Okay, now what to do? Queen f5 is a possibility, right? Do we even need that pawn? I'm not sure. Queen takes f5, deflecting the rook. I guess it's even easier just to do something like this. Let it be on f5, I mean. We take on f5, then bishop goes somewhere, and white has this f-file to operate. Now white doesn't have any counterplay here, I guess. So let's just push our pawn. Pawn c3 is hanging. Yeah, extra material. A lot of factors saying that it's lost for white. I even have more time on the clock, which is a rare case when I play Banter Blitz. So what to do now? Just e2, right? Why not? Just keep going. Keep moving. Rook to f3 looks like the only response because this square was controlled by the bishop. Yeah. All right. So I think White's problem started after knight takes d4 and bishop to c4. So knight takes d4 should be played. This is the main move. And then after something like this, we have, you know, not very standard position for Evans' gambit, but White is still doing fine here, having some edge in the center. The pawn structure is not standard and probably slightly better for Black. Well, at least I have this sort of feeling because I find White's pawns on the queen side a bit more vulnerable than mine on the queen side. But anyway, I mean, it should be absolutely balanced position. And according to the theory, it's considered like equal, more or less. I mean, everything depends on how you play it. All right. In this case, I believe Black is already much better because I don't see a compensation for missing pawn. I mean, Black, excuse me, Black is fine if we talk about development, which is usually a problem when you play against the gambit, when you accept the gambit, right? So here it's fine for Black. I don't see weaknesses in Black's camp as well. So everything is just okay here. But I have just noticed one thing. So here after bishop b7, basically I didn't even notice that queen d7 was possible. Probably it's not good because of, let's say, bishop e4, rook d8 first. But the problem is I didn't even see that it was possible to play. So it says everything about my current shape. All right, thank you for the game. Let's see if we have somebody else I've never played before or played at least one game or something like this. There should be somebody who's new, right? Should be. All right, there is Happy Me 1981 from Netherlands, and we have not played a single game. The only problem is it's 3 minutes, but okay, let's risk it. Accept the game. Let's see. Black pieces again. e4, e5. Okay, we should play much faster than in the previous game because it's 3 minutes. That's why I prefer playing 5-minute games, because in that case I can explain more. But okay, that's your choice. Happy me. Happy me, happy you. What's going on? Bishop c4. Okay, was a hard choice because indeed White has so many moves. There, bishop c4, bishop b5, c3, knight c3, immediate d4. I don't know, all sorts of, you know, sidelines like a3 and so on. Now we either enter some of the gambits or maybe just Italian. Let's see. b4. Okay, so same stuff. Okay, let's repeat. Let's see. So thematic banter or something. Could be interesting. All right, bishop to d5 is a possibility for sure. As far as I remember, the right move here is knight to e7. I may be wrong, but I think it should be fine. Now let's just take on d4. By the way, after knight to e7, d takes e5, which is probably possible. But in that case, I'm not sure. Maybe there was some sort of tactics like knight e5, e5, knight e5, knight e5, queen e7, but then queen e2. No, which is not possible. Probably knight e7 is even not the right move there. I mean, I don't remember. So, haven't seen b5 in Evans before, says like basketball. Yeah. I also found this move not so long ago. Right, let me remember here. Just take on d5 or castling. I think taking on d5 should be safe because our bishop controls e1, so there is no even this rook to e1 move. So it's nice here we are a pawn up, right? And we have pair of bishops, which is also pretty important. Yeah, and this pawn on d5 is not necessarily that great. Maybe white will decide to sacrifice it somehow, like d6, but I don't see a big problem with that either. I mean, I'll just take it. Also possible probably just to go away with the knight, but I'm a bit greedy. All right, knight goes to e5. What's the problem? Knight f7, king f7, queen h5 or something. Doesn't look very dangerous. So probably we can just play this, right? d6, attacking the knight. Knight f7 is not dangerous. If knight goes to c6, I'll just take it with pleasure. No problems. And just castles. Extra pawn, pair of bishops. I mean, it should be just lost position for white. After this move, I guess I can go for that rook on a1. Looks pretty good to take it. And because of this weakened d5, probably my queen cannot be trapped even. Like queen c2, queen a1, bishop b2, queen a2. And the next move will be something like queen to d5, right? I can easily take it, I believe. Okay, so what's the problem? No problems. d5 is handing, c4 is possible to occupy. I'm just enjoying the extra rook here. Right. Yeah. Okay, interesting game. I mean, bishop d5 is a nice resource, but I don't think it's very dangerous. Anyway, I guess taking on e5 deserves attention here. I mean, I'm not forced to take on d5, although that is also possible, just to play with, pair of bishops. Of course, white will have this cool center and so on, but according to my knowledge and some experience, it's not necessarily that dangerous. We can also just castle here. I mean, the valid plan is to play knight g6 and knight e5 then. Maybe even immediately, I'm not sure. No, immediately it makes no sense. But here may be a problem with this bishop to g5 move, actually. Yeah, and in this case, well, white is kind of controlling a lot. That's why I think taking on d5 immediately is the best option after d takes c5. I mean, just taking here and then moving the knight to e7. Okay, white has this impressive pawns, but, well, what's next? Okay, and then at some point just d6 undermining this e5, and black is going to be fine here. That's the idea. All right, let's go on. So do we have one more guy I've never played before? Yes. Here's one from Norway. I'll just accept that challenge. And I'm playing with black. Okay. Let's see. So again, e4, e5 in the 7th gambit, or maybe something else. So, okay, surprise me. There are so many openings that deserve attention. I can give you some nice chances to irritate your opponent. That's basically what you should do, because it's a drawish game. And we have a closed stuff. So knight goes to f3. I usually respond with the b6, so we can either enter the Queen's Indian defense or the closed Catalan. Depends on white's next move. All right, this is another option. It's a so-called hybrid of Nimzo Indian and Queen's Indian. So white is trying to play e4. I'm doing everything to prevent e4. That's the logic for the nearest future. Queen c2, okay, bishop b7. Continuing with this simple strategy, just controlling e4 and preventing white's e4 move with the pawn, because in that case white will have an amazing center. And we can also occupy e4 if we want at some point. Okay, here, what should we do? e4 is still not a threat because we just take on c3 and then take on e4, so I think it's a good moment to castle. Maybe something like c7, c5 was more ambitious, just starting the undermining activity in the center, because that's what black wants to do usually, a bit later after some preparation, I mean. So now what? Just yeah, playing a5, just preparing some stuff there. Maybe. At the same time, it may be just a bit slow. But okay, for now, I have just protected my bishop, so it's no longer vulnerable there. And if white plays something like a3, I may even stay there, right? If a4, a file will be open. So this may give me some good attacking perspectives. May give me nothing. So, depends. Alright, I have a feeling that it's time to play aggressively in the center. d5, c5, this sort of stuff. Another plan was just to play knight c6, bishop e7, and jump to b4. And if a3, then jump to b4 anyway. Opening the a file, then moving the rook to a1 and trying to use e4 square. But I was afraid that if the bishop, white's bishop is on d3, then I cannot really do anything with that e4 square. And without this, it doesn't work. I mean, the whole idea. Okay, so should we? I think yes. Let's go. Let's play it aggressively. If a3, well, I have a choice. I can take on c3, of course. I can stay there, ignoring the stuff completely. I can also take on d4, so intermediate move, intermediate capture. Now, if white doesn't do anything specific, I'm going just to push my pawns there, maybe like c4, bishop somewhere, b5, b4, maybe even bishop takes c3, b5, b4, just, you know, to save some tempi. So the question, Andrey, why did your Banter Blitz started at 20:30 today? Because it's still like, you know, pretty random schedule. So I guess everything will get back to normal starting from, I don't know, maybe next week or something. I cannot predict that. So for now, I'm just searching some spots that are possible. And also more or less fine for me, for myself. Sorry for that, guys. Yeah, so. Different room, stream from Cologne. Exactly, Giovanni. That's the first stream from Cologne. Okay, let's go c4. So, there are still a lot of things to do here in this new apartment. That's why the schedule is still pretty random. As you can see, I was not there around for 2 or maybe even more weeks. So, making like no shows at all. So, there is only one reason. This, you know, moving out, moving in stuff. Which is pretty hard. You should know that if you ever did it at least once, for example, should be enough to understand that it's you know, pretty annoying stuff. All right, so bishop c3 and then knight jumps to b4 or something like this. Looks good. Let's do it. Or simply b5 before this stuff. Let's push our pawns, right? Bishop takes c3. So knight b4 or just b5, b4? I think b5, b4 looks pretty good. Knight b4, on the other hand, just make sure that my knight has the access to e4, but no. I mean, it's too slow. If my knight is on b4, it's just blockading my own pawns. Makes no sense, right? If white plays something like g5, we can at least step back to e8. If we don't find a better square, of course. The plan is simple. I just want to open up a position on the queen side as soon as possible. That's why we should push our pawns. It starts feeling like we should be a bit faster, because white made just first pawn move here on the king side. I mean, if we talk about my part of the board, so 5th rank, and we are already having like 2 here, which should mean anything, right? Should mean something at least. The question is how to continue the attack. Just b3 and then quickly knight b4, or what? Or knight c7 and knight b5. It's too academic, I think. Too slow. Okay, let's go there. I mean, I didn't calculate anything. It just looks interesting. So let's do that. We create this b4 square empty again. We make it empty again and gonna use it with our knight. I mean, it should be at least annoying for white. a4 was suggested in chat, but after a4 there was some like knight c6 and bishop takes b4, so I guess it was not good. Because in that case, not only do we lose a pawn, we actually lose a very important pawn. And in this case, everything is different. Just keep on rolling. It's pretty good. And now our queen has the access to a5. That's what I wanted to achieve here in this position. It's probably still absolutely playable for white, so I won on time. But let's see, if takes here, queen a5. There is a simple threat of just a checkmate. King goes to c1. Do we really have an attack here? Or maybe it was just nothing. I mean, I don't know. Let's see. So the king is going to run through d2 square, right? b3 doesn't do anything because our queen will control d2, but our queen at the same time has to continue the attack. So maybe knight e6. But then what? Something like c5, let's say. Just keep in position close to her move. Simply trying to do that. Do we have anything here? Maybe no. Maybe all this was just bad idea. All right. So probably this slow improvement could have been recommended. So something like knight c7 first, then maybe moving that knight to b5. I don't know. Maybe queen b6. No, queen b6, knight d7 looks a bit bad for black, or maybe completely bad. Actually, have no idea. Yeah, the problem with the a4, which I also wanted to play, is this knight c6 attacking the queen, and after bishop c6, bishop takes b4. And I guess after something like a3, it will be impossible for us to break through there. So white is doing amazing here. White is doing good. Yeah. So who knows? Probably bishop takes c3 was a wrong idea to start with. But I had to protect d5 somehow. Okay. So, yeah. Nevertheless, thanks for the game. 3 games were played, so it's the sign to get back to normal order of challenges. So Rui is the first one here. So what to play against Rui? Let's play Rui Lopez. Of course, if my opponent responds with the e5. And then plays knight c6. So, oh my god. Bishop b5, yeah. Rui Lopez against Rui 15-6-1. Nice. So, let me remember what to do here. Just castle, right? Then we play d4. And what do we play here? The question is pretty simple, and I don't know if I have the answer. So just e5, yeah, e5 is possible, I guess. I think that's exactly what black wants to achieve here. Doesn't mean that it's a bad position for white. It's just exactly what black wanted to achieve. And I have some problems with the d4 now, so bishop takes f3 is an absolutely valid move. So probably we should just accept the fact that we have to spoil our pawn structure. So we step back to e2 with the bishop now. There is knight to f5. I have probably misplayed it somehow. So, my God, playing badly. No surprises. Nowadays I do almost no chess training for myself, I mean, and this definitely affects what I'm doing on the board. Okay, let's see what to do. So bishop takes on f3, d4 is handed, so we have to respond with the g takes f3 or something like that, which looks terrible. Can we play something like bishop d3 right now? I think we should try it at least, because everything else looks just very bad to me. Here at least we create some threats, right? So something like bishop h7, king h7, knight g5 takes g4. And in this case, what's going on? Yeah, let's take with the queen. We at least have a pair of bishops. This may change quickly, though. God damn it. Yeah, knight takes d4. I expected bishop d4 trying to exchange my bishop. This could have been very annoying, I guess. Here, I believe we still have some chances, right? So let's just go and attack h7. If h6, we may consider just taking it with the bishop. That's why I thought that bishop takes d4 would be a better choice. Oh, just knight to g6, okay. So this also looks very good for black. Okay, so we need some development here, I believe. So let's move our knight to c3 then. Maybe rook to d1. e5 is not handing because h7 is under pressure. c6, okay. Looks pretty solid. Rook a to d1. And now it just goes back to e6, right? Yeah. Just a bad position for white. Okay. What to do? We should admit that we were outplayed. How to survive this? How to survive this? So let's exert some pressure. I don't know. Black is playing good so far. That's probably because I confused something in the opening. This can be the reason. I don't remember what is the right move against d5, because e5 looks so simple for black. I mean, black didn't have a single problem. Yeah, I have definitely done something wrong. Now what? Now let's just take that bishop. I don't think it matters. And let's just play rook to e1. Yeah, protecting, not really protecting e5, but just slightly improving my rook. So we're pawn down here, as we may notice, as white. And the only bright side here is that black's pawns are doubled on the queen side. It will be probably not so simple to, you know, convert the advantage. Queen g5 looks interesting. So what if we go greedy and just take on e6 twice? Bishop e6, knight f4 is a possibility. Bishop f7, rook f7, queen g3 is more or less okay for white. So bishop e6 takes e6, queen e6, king h8. Then what? Just queen back to h3 or something. Well, actually, e5 will be hanging, right? Will be not so simple, not so pleasant for white to play that position. On the other hand, what to do here? Like g3, knight f4, goes to g4. I have no idea. Let's play this move. If knight f4, then queen g4 takes. Okay, then at least we have some pawn storm there. And there is a typical thing, no sync, which is very strange because I've got no dropped frames, so pretty strange stuff. It feels like, yeah, the quality was okay. All right, let's just roll our pawns. I mean, we have some chances out of the blue, so let's go there. Maybe b4 was better choice. All right, now we do have some interesting ideas here. Okay, but probably still not so simple. All right. What's going on there? 93 is a strat. So we are losing some material again, or maybe, yeah, most likely we do. Okay, so I don't know what to do in this position. Let's just play g4. So our only chance is some sort of, you know, activity there on the king side. Otherwise we're just dead lost. I think we are anyway. So what's going on here? 14 seconds and completely lost position, but we have an H pawn, which may be a factor. Okay, cannot be a factor, and indeed it's too weak. Well, but at least we're trying to do something here, right? Okay. We do have some chances. Oh. That was yeah, really bad. I mean, I could have taken the rook. All right. Gosh, that was, yeah, annoying. All right. But I had only 3 seconds here. Yeah. Oh god. Just take that and win the game. I mean, even with 3 seconds on the clock, it could have been possible still. I mean, to grab all this pawns, but I just didn't expect Black would play something like that. Anyway, good game. At some point, I got some chances all of a sudden. Somewhere here, I think I already had some, well, maybe chances. But probably I played this f6 too early. I mean, in this position, I guess Black had this move. And Knight has this e6 square going back and again, blockading everything in a very safe way. Yeah. But if I don't play f6, then what to do here? Also not so clear. All right. Thank you. Next one, accept. So, we lost the game. We should win this one, I guess. Okay, Philidor. Philidor. Let's see. This way. Not sure. What is the point behind this order of moves? Not playing knight f6, I mean. But, okay. Can be also an option. Why not? This way. This is a bit slow in my opinion. So let's just jump to f5, attacking g7, d6, e7, literally everything. So let's just win the material. I mean, yeah, that was a bad idea, my friend, to play something like this. Just weakening a lot and making lots of pawn moves, not developing pieces, basically giving me free ride. So rook d8 is coming. I mean, extra rook, right? Yeah, come on, resign. It's time. Okay, let's just play 5. And knight g4. Okay. How to develop the pieces? If we forget about the fact that I have extra rook and extra pawn, how to develop the pieces? So knight cannot really move. Because of rook d8, bishop cannot really move because knight on d7 is vulnerable. So we're going to trap one more rook, I think. By the way, c5 was heading for several moves already. Bishop d6 now. Rook. Alright. e6 square is still possible. So I'm just, instead of playing chess, I'm just trying to trap the rook, which is not correct, obviously. Alright, let's just take the pawn with the tempo. Alright. Bishop d6. Good outpost. Alright, knight d5. Knight to c7. Finally trapping the rook, right? So I really wanted to do that. And I succeeded. The rook is trapped. Come on, my friend. It's time to resign. No. Still fighting. Alright. I'm not that bad. I mean, maybe after the previous game, you've got the impression that I'm bad, but not that bad. Not to win the position with extra something. I mean, how much do we have? One extra rook and one exchange. Why can't do literally everything here? Let's take it. Alright. Let's simplify it a bit. Because now black has no pieces even. Let's give this a check. Yeah. Okay. Bishop g4 was stronger than knight to c7. In that position, I mean, probably there were, you know, 100 different moves that led to more or less the same result. I mean, like, it was already absolutely lost after knight takes c7 here. So, after this move, black is already lost. So, what was the better option? Well, at least taking on f5. I mean, that's could have been something. In that case, I think white is still better because d6 is hanging, d5 is a nice square to occupy. I have this threat of bishop c4, then knight d5. I have a threat of just playing g4, g5, and then knight d5. I can even play g4 without preparation here because if knight takes on g4, I just get what I want. I have the g file open against the king, and I have this d5 square to occupy. So it's a pretty annoying position for black. I mean, sometimes black plays this structure in Philidor, but to do that, black has to play different moves. So here, for instance, just castle, let's say. And after castling, you play b5. Without a6, don't spend the time on it. The difference is that now, if I do something like f3, and you play b4, and then knight goes away, you play c5, you have a similar pawn structure, but not exactly the same like in our game, right? So now you played c5 and b4, very useful moves because you want to attack, and now you have no problems with d5 squares. You can play this, and after g4 you can play d4, and if I play g5 you jump with the knight to d5, and oh my god, black is attacking as well. So here's some like knight c3, queen a5 coming, and so on. So I know what I'm talking about because I've played this as black as well when I was a kid. All right, so let's go. And once I played against this position with white pieces, and it was not so much fun, to be honest. All right, Olaf is next, except let's go. Olaf Karakan. Oh my gosh. Look, I mean, I haven't played online Blitz for 2 weeks or something now. And I'm still a bit tired of playing against Karakan. That's fantastic. I mean, what a fundamental opening. Queen to b3 is played here, right? I forgot everything. My goodness. I have to play. At least from time to time. It's impossible. I mean, I just don't remember a single bit. So now we have pair of bishops. We have Carlsbad reversed. Pawn structure. As usual, I like to play h3 in this position. I don't know why. I'm so obsessed with my dark squid bishop. h3, the idea is simple, just to have bishop h2 in case of knight h5, but was probably not needed at this very moment. Right, let's bring all the pieces here, because our plan is attack. Let's bring the knight to e5. Rook e3, rook h3 is no longer possible because of my stupid pawn on h3. This is one of the drawbacks behind that move. But nevertheless, this is the only plan we have here, the attack on the king side. Knight there, bishop back. We need a queen somewhere on h5, I guess. So we should relocate it quickly. Queen d1, queen h5, something like this. Come on, come on, come on. So let's go through this square. Let's see how black is going to protect this. Okay, g6 this way. This is probably smart. If their h6 pawn structure is really, you know, vulnerable. Now it will be not so simple for me to do anything. So let's prevent b4 first. a5 immediately is not possible because we take on b5. And black is playing this minority attack plan, which is pretty natural. Now a5 is ready again, so let's put the queen on e2 to prevent it for 1 or 2 moves again. Bishop d6, okay. I don't see anything better, so let's just take. And now let's go h4. h4, h5, this sort of stuff. Instead of bishop d6, I consider knight to c4 to be the best move for black. Again, trying to play a5, b4 as soon as possible. Not saying that this gives white anything, but we can have some chances here now because black's position is quite vulnerable there. g4 is a typical thing here, but queen f4 is something I don't like. So probably we should start with some maneuvering. So first queen e3, intending to bring the queen somewhere to h6 or maybe g5. I guess g5 can be a nice option. But that is something that I missed. My God, why? Maybe because it's not so dangerous for us. Like, what if we just jump to h6 now and take on g6 next move? This is gonna be funny. Yeah, look, bishop g6 takes g6, king h8, then rook e6, then queen h5, then rook g... Yeah, this was a threat, indeed. e5. Now we can win a pawn after bishop c4 and taking on e5, right? Right. Do we have anything better than that? Taking on e5, knight e5. Then what? Rook e5, queen e5, so what? Nothing? Yeah, probably it's a good idea just to win a pawn. Why not? Why not? And we will take with what? With rook on e5. Yes. Exerting pressure on d5, and not only. We have this amazing move, rook h5, because queen on d6 is heading. Yeah, now it's definitely lost. Queen h7, queen h8. Are these threats? Go, 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 Olaf. No, there is no chance, guys. Not today. That's how we play against Caro-Kann. Nice, isn't it? Alright, so I think instead of playing bishop to d6, where was it? Which move? Yeah, somewhere here. Yeah, instead of playing bishop to d6, I believe this bishop is going to be a very important defender. So knight to c4, that's the move. I still don't have any sort of threats there on the king side. And black is ready to play a5, b4 rather quickly. So I believe black is fine here in this position. Alright? Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. Michal, accept. White pieces. Let's go. One more Caro-Kann or something would be nice. No. e5. Okay. Knight f3. Oh, Philidor again. Probably it will be Philidor the right way. No, queen e7. Come on. It's also possible. It's also playable. I know. But it can't be good. Magida is crying. Okay. What to do in this position? Let me think. I believe there are different options. Like we can play bishop e2. We can play h3. No, h3 is kind of gambit, right? Bishop takes f3. Queen f3. E d4. Knight jumps to d5. Queen goes back to d8. Even that looks good. I mean, even that is possible. Maybe we should try that, right? Now let's try it. I mean, I've never played that. No, bishop h5. Okay. So now if we play some like g4, bishop is on g6. Then we take on e5. And that bishop will be for a long time there. But what is happening to e5 in general? So if we take on e5, then play knight d5, queen goes back to d8, knight takes e5, okay, e4 is heading. So we don't win the material like immediately here. That's the problem. Giovanni says, hi, Eric. Yeah, that's right. That's him. So knight d5, queen d8 doesn't give white anything because e4 is hanging. Okay, so let's just play bishop g2. I mean, why not? e4, either queen d4 or knight takes d4. e4 will be protected, so let's just do it. Yeah, we have more space after all. Let's use it. If h5, then g5, and knight will never get to f6. Well, at least that's the plan. Okay, h6 is a waste of time, I guess. On the other hand, position is quite closed, so I don't have direct threats here. b7 may be our target, so should we just play something like queen d3, queen b5, just attacking that pawn? Would it work somehow? I don't know. Let's play rook e1 first. If knight ever gets to f6, there is something like knight to d5, which may be interesting. Let's see. So because of this queen on e7, black has some problems with the bishop on f8. That's why I'm not in a hurry to play something like knight d5 here, because, okay, I'm alright with that queen on e7. I mean, I find it very helpful. So, queen goes to e6. That's interesting. So now after knight d5, how to protect c7? Only castling alone, which may be very dangerous. Should I play knight e5 now, or knight b5? Knight b5 is interesting. Look at this move. It looks like a patzer jump, but I'm really attacking just c7 and a7, and it's kind of hard for black to protect both. If castle's long now, then just knight a7 and goes back and extra pawn. Alright? If rook c8, the same. We just take on a7 and here we go. So, looks good. b3 and develop the other bishop. Nah. I'm greedy. I mean, I see the pawn which is not protected, and I'm just attacking it. It was vulnerable since black played queen e7. Now after queen e6, it became a real target. Okay. Rook to c8. Alright, let's take on a7. Rook goes away, and then I go back to b5 and again attack c7, which is super annoying for black, I believe. But that's how it looks. That's how it works. That's how it is. So now what to do? What's our plan? Knight to h4 and knight to f5, like playing on the edge of the board. That could be an option. Why not? Alright, knight f5 now, attacking g7. Look at my knights. They are amazing. Oh, now my bishop on g2, which was sleeping, becomes a beast. So it's lost automatically. The question is how to finish this game. So just to take on b7 and take on c8, winning the material, yeah, it's a possibility, but it's not so convincing to me. So let's play a4, intending b3, and maybe even trapping the queen. Like, where to go with the queen now? The queen is just trapped now, guys. Queen b4, bishop d2. Goodbye. Good game. Good game. By the way, after black's previous move, black was almost ready to complete the development, but sorry. A lot of things happened before, which made black's position very, very vulnerable. And here it is. Queen is trapped. And I suppose game is over. All right. Now let's take that pawn. Again, super greedy, but why not? We have extra material. We can do everything we want. All right. So, yeah, nothing to comment here, I guess, because this queen e7 is not so good option in my opinion. But at least here it was probably possible to try this. So takes. I mean, yeah, it looks dangerous, but probably it's alright for black. So I don't see anything direct, at least. I have pair of bishops and, I mean, I'm fine. So what about king d8? About king d8 after knight b5, I suppose. Yeah, it was a move, but look at your king. So now in this case, I will probably just take on e5 at some point, and we'll start a direct attack against the king. I can also just go back with the knight now, because you have no right to castle. Yes, you save a pawn, no questions. Maybe it was the most testing continuation, but your position should be terrible. All right, so I can do whatever I want now. It wouldn't have lost a pawn, all right, but chess is not about the pawn, about pawns, I guess. But of course, in this position, it was probably the best choice. I would have played actually just castling after knight b5. I would have castle, and after knight a7, play king to b8. That would have been my choice in this position. So at least I'm castled now, right? And knight is hanging, so knight goes to b5. I have some moves, I have some play. Queen c4, no. Queen c4, bishop f1, okay. There is no play. Don't know, yeah. But position was already quite annoying. I guess real problem started after h6 move. It was too slow. Instead of playing h6, I would have played knight to f6 simply. I mean, black shouldn't be afraid of g5 because of knight h5, then head into f4, and so on. Knight e5, then queen back to d8. Then bishop e7, and this pawn on g5 may be used as a hook after some like h6 a bit later, and white can have some problems on the king side. So I guess knight f6. Then what? That's another question. Maybe just c6 controlling b5 and d5. That's what is usually played there. And then line. Then try maybe to castle, maybe to do I don't know what. So I don't really know what is the idea behind queen e7 line, to be honest. So why would black ever suffer like this? Okay. Prom night is the next. Right? Let's try something active. e4, g6, d4. Go. This way. Okay. I know that e5 is probably the most ambitious move, but let's just get the normal Pertz. And Pertz was castling, which is quite rare nowadays. Nice. Prom knight plays main lines, I guess. Because everyone else just plays c6, b5, without casting, without even the knight on f6. This modern defense and stuff. Alright, my opponent is playing main lines. As if I know what main lines are. What main lines are in this situation. So g4 takes g4, h5 is pretty typical here. So let's try it. Maybe it's too much. I don't know. Should be dangerous for black. I do remember I played several games like this with white, and I was pretty much satisfied with the results. But I'm not sure that it works necessarily. I'm not sure if it is correct. But it looks like dragon, so why wouldn't we play like in dragon? So let's do it. These are all typical ideas for Sicilian dragon, for literally any position with the fianchetto and the attack on that flank. So you just sacrifice some material, but you open up a position and just quickly attack your opponent. Right, ignoring everything. So now we can just take on h5, I think, and play queen to g5. If I'm not mistaken, that was basically the main idea behind it, behind the bishop h6 move. Oh, this way. But I take with the rook, and I'm a minor piece up, right, without risk. Queen h6 was also possible. But why would I even need that if I have extra minor piece? Right? Right. So let's convert extra material now. Here we go. All right, bishop e2, I suppose. The easiest reply. Queen to h3, I can play knight g5, attacking queen, and simplifying position even more. Now exchanging that bishop on g4 should be lost for black. Queen h5. I think queen f4 is even better than taking on g4, right? Queen f4 attacking f7 and bishop. Let's calculate a bit. So queen f4, bishop e2 takes on f7. King goes to h6, I believe the only move. And then what? Where is our checkmate? I don't see one. Because knight on g5 is hanging. It's probably just taken there, right? We're still much better developed. It should be good enough. And we're still a minor piece up. Come on. We shouldn't risk anything here. Don't know why I played e5. I think rook to h1 was much better. So let's fix that right now. So rook h7 is coming, more or less. I think black can resign already, but okay. Okay, let's keep on playing. Interesting resource, by the way. So what do we have? E takes f6, or maybe just knight e6 immediately. Queen e6, queen h6, check. Then what? King goes to f7, I believe. And then something like queen h8, intending rook to h7. Is there a defense against the checkmate? I think there is no defense. Let's do it. So queen e6, queen h6, king f7, queen h8, just controlling everything. Oh, queen just goes away somewhere. Am I stupid? Yeah, it was the right decision just to keep on playing. That's interesting. Because I'm just blundering like he did. So I have just blundered like an idiot. So to king f7, queen h8, I thought, wow, very nice. But then e6 square is possible to obtain. Maybe it still doesn't help, but nevertheless, I missed that. And I may be punished for it. So rook h7 is coming. The only way to protect the king for real is probably just to go away with the queen somewhere. The question is where? Oh, g5, okay. Another option. But I think in this case, the king should be very vulnerable. Alright, so rook h7 should be played here. Or should be, I don't know. Let's have a look. Rook h7, king g6, queen g7, king f5. Still unclear. Where is our checkmate there? I don't know. I don't know. But the king should be placed on f5, right? Oh, I can play rook to g7. I didn't notice that move. Yeah, it's way better. And now just queen h3. Okay, everything is clear now. So we either win the queen or checkmate the king. Okay, so didn't see rook g7 immediately. All right. g4, queen g4, checkmate. Okay, interesting game, but for some reason I started taking risks at the end. Maybe it was not a real risk. So what happens if black just moves the queen somewhere? If queen d7, then check, right? King e6, check. King f5. This is damned unclear, so I don't know. e6 move here. No, just queen h7. If queen is on d7, I think I can play this move now. And g6 drops, and I think it's lost anyway. Yeah, if king e6, then literally anything now. Rook f1, and so on. So it should be lost for black. Just the rook and the knight are locked there on the queen side, and I'm just attacking the king. All right, but what if not queen there and queen somewhere else? If somewhere here, then just check and something like queen to c8, because there is no checkmate, right? So I can simply take that rook. If check or something, then just this. So it may be a bit annoying, but not more than that. I mean, it's lost. Extra rook anyway. If queen g8, then king d7, not necessarily that clear. Yeah, queen c8. Yeah, maybe it was valid option. I don't know. You can check it on your own, guys. And obviously, after bishop h6, black has to play something like, I have no idea, something like queen a5 or something. Just controlling g5 square and protecting the knight additionally. Otherwise, there is this rook h5, which wins immediately. All right. Arif D. I don't know. Sorry if I mispronounced your nickname. Let's play. White pieces. Let's go. Rulopis. Exchanged. Queen to d6. Okay. This is an interesting move. Let's play simple chess. d3. Then just bishop e3, knight e2, knight c4, something like this. Right. Not doing anything special. Just developing pieces. Okay, now a3, b4, or rook b1, b4, or queen b1, b4, knight b3, intended knight to c5. I don't know which option to choose. There are so many different ideas. Let's just play a3. Let's see what my opponent wants to do. Simple attack. Okay, let's do the same on the other side of the board. All right. So let's just exchange the dark squared bishop, because it gives me some time. Otherwise, I would have prepared this a4 move, because b4 was hanging. In this case, as we may notice, I'm just running quickly. My opponent is also doing really good on the other side of the board, and I don't know what the hell am I doing. Why did I just sacrifice the pawn? It was not a sacrifice, actually. It was a blunder, an actual blunder. All right, so I have a feeling that I'm just being crushed here. Nah, just g4. Oh my god. I'm just lost, I guess. I played like a complete moron in this game, as you can see. And it's a good sign to just stop the show because I'm just very tired. Yeah, look at my position. It's just a complete bullshit. Just a complete bullshit, not a position. So my opponent is even ignoring queen a7 move. Which is probably just correct because queen cannot do harm being alone there. Oh my god, what a bad position. I don't remember when it was the last time I had such a bad position here. Yeah. Alright. Have to take, I suppose. Just a pawn down. No compensation. Nothing. Let's at least prevent knight to f4 because everything else looks just terrible. And also prepare knight g2 maybe. Okay. So it's a terrible position, but it doesn't mean we have to lose it, right? So we can fight for a draw, at least. Yeah, that b5 was so early and so incorrect. It was just a stupid blunder. Alright, now we have time to relocate our knight to e3, from where it will protect c2 and exert some pressure on g4, which is good. What else we can do in this position? We can think of playing c4 and knight d5. We can also think of playing c4 and then attack the pawn on b6. Maybe interesting. So let's play c4. I mean, I like this move. Okay. Protecting the pawn. h2 easily. I start actually loving my position. Okay, so knight is running to d7 just to be on time to protect b6 if it is attacked. Do we have some other targets? Okay, if we play knight d5, bishop will probably take, which is good for us. First, I want to have my knight on f1, so that's after knight d5 takes, our knight quickly goes to e3 and then to say f5. All right. So for now, let's stop opponent's knight from going to c5, just exerting pressure on b6. And then yes, then something like knight d5, another knight to e3, and so on. So yeah, we are pawn down, but we have some targets. We have some play, which is good. So should we play knight e5 now? Why not? f6 is not hanging. Okay. But knight e3 is still possible. Interesting. So g4 is protected, f6 is protected, b6 is protected. Everything is literally very solid in black's camp. So how to break through here? Oh, I see one idea. So let's play knight f5. King goes to c7, yeah. Nice stuff. Because what I wanted to play against king c5 was actually rook after b2 and then rook b5 checkmate. And I didn't see a defense for black. Black is playing very good in this game. Spotting every possible tactics and so on. That's nice. I don't understand why black is only 1681. Could have been much more. Right, let's take. let's go there. And let's go c5, I think. Probably was premature, probably was not even dangerous or something. Yeah, let's go back. But at least we're not going to lose it, I guess. We're pretty safe here. But maybe we will. Now g4 is pretty vulnerable. And we're going to take it. Like, next move. King d3 was better. It doesn't matter anyway. Anymore. Okay, let's go. With pleasure. Okay, now it's absolutely lost for black. Okay, tough luck. Black was really close to winning the game at some point. Because I thought my position was terrible. And it was terrible, I believe. But now, everything looks pretty safe for white. Unless I spoil something, but I shouldn't, actually. I shouldn't, because black's king is far away, so should be easily winning position for white. Yeah. Queen should be on a2 and rook is on b1, right? So simple thing. All right, so okay, maybe one more game, the last one, I believe. So on M, let's play. On M, e4. Yeah, previous game was really strange. I mean, b5, terrible blunder. But then for some reason, like I've got some counterplay. I don't know, maybe exchanging queens was not even necessary for black. I believe black could have continued with just a straightforward attack on the king side. So let's go. Let's go again. Let's go. We're just, pushing pawns here. I should be punished for this, I guess. But for now, my position looks not so bad. So, how to prevent opponent's counterplay here? Just to play b3, it's very risky. Because that bishop may be very active. But let's try that. Just an experiment. Could it be playable in general? I mean, it should be not so bad. Just didn't want that knight to jump to c4 eventually, because now since I have this pawn on f5, I want to put my bishop on d3 and then to attack g6. For that, I need a light squared bishop. And if knight jumps to c4, I'm kind of forced to take on c4. That's the point behind b3. Right, just want to keep my light squared bishop. Yeah, but that's the drawback behind the idea. So now black's dark squared bishop becomes much more active and potentially much more dangerous. So let's deal with this b4 first to come back with the knight to more active position. Then d1. d1 is terrible. Aha, there is another target. Very nice. But now I have this, I think. That's not what I wanted, yeah. Now b takes c3 and black is just fine. That's cd4 immediately. Not quite what I wanted to get. G takes f5 was also interesting, by the way. I think I will just take this pawn. Rook to c1, attacking the queen and occupying the open file. b4 is still hanging, but I don't think I can take it. Well, probably I can, but it doesn't feel like the right move. First, I have to deal with this hanging knight on f3, so let's just castle. Yeah, and now we have some possibilities. So one possible plan is just to bring the knight through f2 to a3 to f4 to attack g6. Another option is just to take on g6 right now and play e5, and then something like taking on g6, but the knight on f3 is still hanging. That's not possible. At least not so simple. If we play knight f2, there's g takes f5. There is also an option of just playing d5, but this weakens so many dark squares, I don't like it. Maybe also an option, though. I just don't like it. It's not my style, so I'll just protect the knight. And then play knight f2, knight h3, something like this. All right. This a4 doesn't create an additional threat, so I mean, why not to continue with the plan? Of bringing the knight to f4 and attacking g6 and h5. We have pretty nice center here, right? Well, is it really possible for black to ignore everything I'm doing on the king side? It's interesting. Feels like something should drop already. But for some reason black is still breathing. That's strange to me. So after fg6 there is so bad e6 weakness there. Maybe that's the key. Like f takes g6 and knight e6. Or f takes g6 and e5 or something. Don't know. Let's start with this move, attacking the knight. Again, I don't know why I'm doing this, but just wanted to fix that e6 additionally. Maybe that was just stupid. Let's take that one. Now let's bring the bishop to b5, attacking the knight on b6, because knight on d7 is pinned. Knight on b6 is really hanging. Queen is kind of overloaded there, having to protect. Alright, in this case I think it's a good idea just to take the knight, winning the piece. It's over now. Knight to f6. Nice try. Okay, but anyway, we win a lot here, I think. Anyway, lost position for black here. Okay. I think black should have played something else a bit earlier. So I got so much space. Maybe somewhere around this moment, something like knight c4 deserved attention. Just grabbing my light script bishop, that was essential. And then even if I play f5, for example, I don't have this very important attacking piece anymore. And you have some initiative along the b file in this case. So, yeah. Typical pawn structure, by the way. Not sure that it is very good for black, but having a pair of bishops should be a good factor. Okay, guys. Thanks a lot for being with me. The first stream from Cologne. Don't know. Looks like it was pretty much okay. From a technical point of view, sorry for bad shape. Well, it's just a result of this moving out, moving in stuff. I hope that in the nearest future, everything will get back to normal. We'll see. So wish you a good weekend. Wish you all the best and hope to see you very soon. Bye-bye.